everyone. Are you ready to make some super easy flowers with me? Grab your book pages and let's have fun. So I just have my book page. I think these are like 8 by 10 sheets of the book pages. So I, as with everything, always like to start from the square. So we are going to fold one corner into the other side, and of course that's the way we're going to predict the square. I don't measure, I just simply cut. So here we go, we sort of have a square, and now it's time to work. You actually do need three squares to create that super simple rose. So let's start from the beginning. It truly is super easy way to make a rose. So now look, we fold one on an angle in half and fold it again and fold it one more time. I always call this a perfect triangle, especially when I make the coffee filter flowers. So now all what we're going to do is make a markings on a one corner of it, of course the folded corners, not the open corners. Make a nice little round, well, little round. Okay, so that's it. That's your template. And all what we need to do is just cut it out and repeat that with the other three. I'm going to hold you through the whole process because it's repetitive. All what I'm doing is just simply folding them all together. And as I do it, I'm going to bring the template that I made on the first one and just simply mark it off. That's it. It's all done. All cut. And now we have our rose. Not really. I think we do have a good base for our rows. So as you can see, is I do have four of those cutouts, and we're going to deal with them a little bit different than I was showing you on my channel also how to make the rows out of the burlap. So let's start from the beginning. So we grab one of them, and all what we're going to do is just remove one little segment out of the paper. Get the second one, remove two. Now you're removing the heart. Get the third one and you remove three pieces. That's it. And then get the fourth one, and obviously you're cutting it in half because that's what it is. So look how many pieces we have. So now it's a little puzzle that we need to put it all together from the beginning. So now I'm starting actually from the bigger one, and all what I'm doing is just simply overlapping the petals and hot gluing it, or you can use the tacky glue right on it together. And I just continue as I go with all those pieces, slightly overlap. But when you come to the one that it's this one actually, the one that we cut, remove three of, you don't really want to completely overlap. You just want to sort of, mirror this on the sides. So that's it. Now when it comes to, now look what happens. We actually have so many scoops. And now when it comes to the heart, you just simply almost touch the edges because that's going to be actually the center of our rose. How simple is this? I so hope you all going to make that rose. It's super, 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 super easy. So now, as before we're going to put our rose together, I would like to add a little bit of a flair to the petals. So I grab my paintbrush, a little, the thicker one, not really the thin one, and I just simply rolled each petal back to create the little flare. And I'm going to repeat to the first three we actually cut because the other ones don't really need much of a flare because they will be a center. But you know what? That we can always adjust a little bit later. Okay, so now it's time to put this all together. Finally, right? So what I like to do is just start again from the bigger scope, but I do like to cut a little bit its tip because I want those layers to be very close. And of course, you interlock them. You try not to overlap them, just interlock them, and keep on adding, the next size inside the center of our rows just to to see how it goes. And of course, as I go to the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh piece, I simply don't cut. I just simply add them in, and then of course that is the time and I am checking if I like it. And look how gorgeous the rose came out. Super pleased with it. And of course, I did notice that some of the areas need a little bit of the flaring, so I grabbed my paintbrush and I just simply did what I did for the first three. Absolutely love how the rose is coming out of the book pages. But of course, you can use any paper to make that kind of rose. And I would say strongly check my burlap rose if you do want to make one, actually really easy out of any fabric. So here we go. I do have a wreath that I pick up at, I think, Target dollar spot, and I just simply decided that I do want to add the cluster of those roses right to the tip of it. How pretty this looks already. And actually, I'm going to leave it like this. I do have the mirror that I would like to decorate with this wreath. So let's have fun. So the whole installation is super easy. All what you need to do is just simply add the hot glue. But notice, if you wanted to create the whole wreath full of roses, would have looked pretty too. But I'm just settling only for my tree, adding a little bit of the hot glue. Remember, we are dealing with the book pages, so not much of the installation is happening there. And of course, as with everything, I do wanted to add a little bit of my lace and my sari silk. All what I'm going to do is just simply tie, as I call my mama bow. That means is I'm just going to get the grouping of whatever lace or ribbon or whatever I have handy on my table, and I'm just going to tie a little knot and then just simply insert under my florals. That's what I always do. I love that little flair that comes. I love the little movement that all those little strings brings. And I absolutely love my wreath. I cannot wait to show you a picture a little bit closer soon. Just a little fun with the edges of my silk. I just like to cut them in a dovetail, and so they just have additional flair, and I think I am super satisfied. I was thinking at the beginning that I may wanted to add some leaves to it on the side out of the book pages, but you know what, I changed my mind. I just grab another piece of the sari silk and let them just simply float. So check it out what I did with this whole wreath. But before we get there, let's just look closely at the roses. How stinking awesome they look. I so hope you're going to make those. Absolutely love how this wreath looks on my mirror, the antique mirror that I thrifted. Again, thanks for watching, and now check out the final picture of the wreath. Thanks for watching. Bye.